Great night of semifinals with the Boxcino tournament for the middleweights. And before Brandon Adams and Willie Monroe Jr. come in, we're going to hear from Nate Heaven after a big first-round knockout. But first, we'll turn it over to Artie Palullo from Banner Promotions.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for coming. I don't think this works. We don't need it. Nate came in as the opponent. He wasn't supposed to win the fight. And that's why boxing is such a great sport. He came in because he believed he could win the fight. His manager, Harry, your manager, right? Harry, who I know for 25 years, says to Eric Butcher, our matchmaker, you're going to be in life or death with this kid. So you did your job, and now you're the player. So congratulations to you and to Harry, who was a friend of mine for a long time. So good luck with everything. Now you're up, it's over here. Now you need to perform every time, because when you fight now, everybody's going to be coming after you. Congratulations, and now they want to talk to you. You guys have any questions?
Nate, how did you feel you were doing in the first round up until that knockout? I know it was a short fight.
Well, I was thinking, the only thing I was thinking about in my head was like, just remember what my coach said in my corner. They said, just relax, and just, when he step in, just throw it right. I mean, he's gonna walk right into it, you know, and that's what happened.
Did you feel any of his punches in the first round? Because it seemed like you were catching some.
This probably was one close-up hook that he threw. That's when we was like kind of clinched up together. But I mean, it wouldn't do any damage, so not too much to answer that question.
Did you have any strategy given the fact that he had a very similar record and a high knockout percentage? I mean, as far as not getting caught, or were you just?
Well, I wasn't worried about his power. I did notice that he did gain a few pounds from his previous fight, but I mean, I more so thought that I have a problem with the southpaw. Period. You know, my first fight was a southpaw, but I just thought that I was going to have a problem with it. But when I threw that right and knocked him down, I realized that I mean, the shot is right there. I mean, the right hand is facing my target right to the right.
Harry, you want to say anything?
No, I'm just so proud. I want to thank Artie for the opportunity, and I think it's great that Nate made the most of it, which he did. He was confident from day one. He agreed to it, and he's got a good spirit and very, very confident. Just keeps that confidence with him at all times, and right up to the fight, right there. So I'm very proud of him, and like I say, Artie gave us a great opportunity, and we're certainly going to discuss the next one.
That'd be great. He's still excited. Can't get that smile on his teeth. That's great.
Question: what does this do for your fighter, you think, as far as confidence level now next time he gets in there? You think this makes him a better fighter now?
I think it does, yeah, I think it does. I think he's made progress from day one. We've had him for this ninth fight, and he makes progress. And this guy was experienced. And a fresh fighter, too. Remember, this guy just fought 3 weeks ago, got a quick knockout up in North Dakota. So he was a quality product. And
where would you like to see him go from here now? In the next fight, would you like to see him step up in competition or stay on like the same?
He just did.
He did.
He just did. That was a hell of a win.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's ready for competition. That's what makes him a good fighter. You know, as Artie will tell you, you know, we've been doing this for a long, long time, and good competition makes a better fighter.
Well, when they say going up a tier, because you see a lot of guys in 15, 16 fights now, they're jumping into almost world title fights, you know,
Yep.
or a branch of that. Would you feel comfortable with him after a win like this in the first round? Would you feel comfortable throwing in, like, escalating 2 tiers up?
Well, you know, it's a question of when you call tiers up. I think he's up at those tiers right now. I think where he can fight decent competition, and he will. I mean, it just depends on what's there. As you know, the heavyweight division is wide open. Very few quality fighters in the division. And as you'll notice when you look over the top 20 fighters, you've got guys that are coming out of the woodwork. They've been retired for 10 years, they're coming back.
The heavyweight division is ripe for a young fighter.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And
He's focused
especially
on
a
his
power
job.
fighter.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people come to see. They don't come to see a ballet.
They want to see knockouts, they saw it tonight.
Listen, that'll be on sports. That's gonna, I'm telling you, that's gotta be on sports center.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, Mark, you should find that out.
Actually, my
Scott's
wife-
gotta be
my
on
wife
sports
said
center. That was
they
a great
did.
knockout.
My wife said they said they were going to
Oh, they did? Would you like to say a few words?
I just want to thank, Banner and Arnie for putting us on the show, and most of all, I want to thank Nate for giving me all the hard work that, paid off. I met Nate 5 years ago. He walked into the gym. He said, I looked at him, I said, wow, look at this guy, At that time, he couldn't even get out of his own way. We worked hard. He came up to my house. We worked on a concrete pad. I wouldn't even let him throw a hook for 5 months. He just came every day, hard work, gave me 100%. Trainer's dream. And I'm just proud of him. But the show that he's put on for me tonight, that was beautiful.
Artie, is the Boxcino finals, is it a full card, or do you have room for a heavyweight on that undercard?
Well, he's going to be on the show as long as it's okay with Harry, but we've already discussed it with ESPN. I was going to talk to you about that afterwards, but since you asked. Finals are 2 10-rounders. We're going to make room for him to be on the live broadcast and another 6. If you went to an 8-rounder, we couldn't put you on the broadcast because there were so many rounds. So if Nate and Harry want to do that, that's something we'll do. So but the finals are going to be great, guys, because the lightweight finals, the middleweight finals are going to be something special. Something special. You had a question over here, young fellow.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you with?
Nate Bergstrom.
Just want to know.
Nate, my question is, we've gone from talking about your future from tonight and all the way back to 5 years ago, which touched upon training on a concrete pad. But tonight, in that moment, when you shocked the crowd, you came in tonight and put on a stellar performance. When you landed that punch and that knockout happened, what was running through your head?
Wow, it came straight, naturally, it came straight from the 10, because, my coach always told me, Harry always told me, he told me when you load up, you're just gonna tire yourself out.
Right.
And a couple of them I did load up, but right at that moment, probably a couple seconds right before I threw that right, I just was thinking about what my coach said, keep it right into the chin, and let it come out naturally. And I didn't even know, when I saw him going down, I was like, man, was it that powerful? So that's what I was thinking
I
about.
always told me he has a natural power. He don't need to go get occasions.
So, like I said, when I first came to the gym and I met my coach, he was always saying, you don't know how much power you got. You don't even realize it. And the guy that owns the gym that we go to, he said the same thing. You got a right hand, man. You got a right hand. So, for this fight here, we worked real hard. We bust our mind. I was, I wash cars, man, for a living. So I was missing some of that there. Go to the gym, work out. And I needed to sacrifice, man, to work out hard to get this win right here. I was just real focused for this fight. More focused than ever, man.
Since the work, I'm just happy.
My life has been pretty bittersweet the last couple of years. You guys have watched the ESPN interviews. I lost my advisor. Mother's Day last year, I lost my grandfather in September. So it's been real bittersweet, but it's been worth it, and I'm happy. And I'm happy that Banner Promotions, I heard they started with 50 guys and then worked their way down to 20 guys, and then finally got down to like the final 8. And I'm glad I was chosen, and here I am in the finals. And that's all God's work, and I'm blessed. And I'm thankful that you guys are here. I'm thankful that you guys are paying some attention to Willie Monroe Jr. And hopefully I can be another force in the boxing world in the middleweight division.
Willie, talk about your strategy coming into this fight. There was a lot of people even talk at the show yesterday in Syracuse that Popolenko was going to win this whole thing, and you were going to be up against it pretty hard. Obviously, your strategy was to box and not stand there and take any unnecessary punches. How were you able to maintain your focus the whole 8 rounds?
Well, I have to give the thanks to my team to Tony Morgan, Danny Akers, and Lucky, Lee Davis for coming in and implementing the game plan. The game plan was, we know that they were looking for me to box like I did Bondaroves. And that's what I do best, you know, move and box. And like I said, I'm really at 54. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna go back down to 54 or stay at 160 after this tournament. But I think the key thing is my speed and my boxing IQ. And Kovalenko is an awesome fighter, man. You know, some of my little feints and little tricks he didn't fall for, because he's seen, you know, I'm pretty sure he's seen it all. He's 23-0, 23-1 now, but going into the fight, it's 23-0, 13 knockouts. You know, he's seen a lot. And I mean, a couple times he made me pay. You know what I mean? I didn't, you know, this wasn't a walk in the park. I had to fight, you know, I had to work for it. But just the game plan we implemented was to mix it up. You know what I mean? When he thought we were boxing, we were banging. When he thought we were banging, we were moving and boxing. Had to keep him off kilt, as Tony Morgan told me the whole time in camp, keep him off kilt. That's what we did.
Did you feel any of those counters? I guess you could see he was waiting for those single shot counters. And he, like you said, he did make you pay a couple times.
Yeah.
How serious was his punching power?
His punching power, I think Bondaroves was stronger. You know, no disrespect to Kovalenko, but Bondaroves, man, he caught me with a right hand right behind the ear when I fought Bondaroves, and like my whole left side went numb. You know what I mean? And I mean, he had some snap and some pop on his punches, but I wasn't really shooken up or hurt tonight. I caught a little headbutt on the inside, and then, you know, I couldn't really see out of my right eye for I think it was the 5th round. And then I got my vision back, you know, like maybe the middle of the 6th, and we started going back to work. But I mean, he's an awesome fighter, and like I told his corner, you know, his translator, and like I said in the interviews, I wanted to, you know, give him my heartfelt sympathy for what's going on in his country, because I know that has a lot to do with what's going on in his mind. You know, no matter what happened in those 8 rounds that we were fighting, you know, what he's going through in his country is a lot bigger than an 8-round fight on ESPN. And I gave him my heartfelt sympathy for his family, for what they're going through. Because no matter what goes on, I don't think nobody's family deserves to go through any type of hardship.
What are your thoughts about your opponent in the next fight we just arrived? Did you get a chance to catch any of his fight, or?
I didn't get a chance to catch any of Brandon Adams' fight, but I've seen him fight before, man. I mean, he's a powerhouse, right? They call him the king. I mean, he's a powerhouse. I mean, he's slick, he's cagey. And you got to look at the fact that me and him both were sort of like underdogs coming into this, because when I went into Bondaroves' backyard, I wasn't supposed to win. And I pulled up, and I wasn't supposed to win tonight. And then with Brandon coming in being the least experienced, you know, everybody counted him out in the 1st round, and he knocked out the most experienced guy there and stopped him. Then he came in with somebody like Gatica, you know what I mean? And I know the odds were against him with Gatica, and he won tonight. So, I mean, you can never count a man out. And I'm glad it's me and him in the finals, and I pray to God that we both put on a great exhibit of skill, speed, and power, and get the fans what they want.
Well, he did my job for me. Yeah, I'll say. Well said. Yeah, you available? Listen, I don't know. Brent, you're up.
He said, man, I mean, I agree with everything Monroe said. I mean, he couldn't have said it no better. They put on a tremendous performance tonight, him and Vitelli. Tonight, when I fought Gatica, I learned a lot. Every fight I'm learning, because I had the least experience in amateurs and in pro. So every job for me is a learning experience. I'm looking forward to fighting Monroe. We made a joke when we first met, actually. I think it was inside the first buffet. Yeah, he said, "Hey man, you did work tonight, man. I think it's gonna be me and you." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I think so too." Sure enough, man, it happened. You know what I mean? He called it out. I agreed, and it really happened. We put forth the effort to make it happen, man. And I mean, now we're gonna put forth the effort to put on, like you said, a grand performance for the next ESPN pop.
Brandon, talk about what your opponent Gatica tonight brought to the ring, and how it took you time to figure him out, and then how different it's going to be with Willie.
Well, there were 2 total different styles. Monroe is slick. He's a good boxer, in my opinion. And Gatica was, he's a bit of a brawler. He comes forward, he's slick. He's awkward. He was very awkward. You know, we clashed heads a few times. We stepped on each other's foot a few times. So it was definitely a learning experience. It was something I had to get used to. You know what I mean? And as the rounds went by, I started feeling more comfortable. It was kind of hard to figure him out. It was sketchy to me, but we got the job done.
It seemed like the first 2 rounds definitely were a feel them out process, and then after those 2 rounds, it seemed like you had your timing down, and you were countering them, and then leading at other times and catching them off guard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the plan was to go out there and fill him out, have to fill out every fighter. You know what I mean? Or at least that's what my trainer believes. You know, look at the guy, checks out his body language and stuff like that, and then pursue him. And once I kind of saw what Antigua was trying to do, I was trying to capitalize off of it. Like I said, he was very awkward sometimes. He was too awkward for me to really get a hold of his skills or his technique, I should say. But I mean, sometimes I can catch on to what he was doing. Other times, he was being real awkward. I didn't know if he was coming in for or an overhand left.
Have any of your past opponents had a style even remotely close to Willie's? And if not, what's going to be your game plan to?
Yeah, my second professional fight with Miguel Lopez, is a guy from Oakland. Except he was orthodox, so I pretty much say no. No slick southpaws, none. Never.
What's that?
I guess that's a compliment to me.
Yeah, I fought against a slick fighter, but not southpaws.
Well, he wasn't that tonight. He fought the fighter. You attacked him tonight. He wasn't expecting that.
Well, yeah, he did.
Brandon, you hit him with some good shots. Were you surprised or get any? You didn't look at it. Did you get any frustration that he couldn't take him out?
One thing my trainer always tells me, man, is you can knock every man out. In the beginning, I was looking for a knockout. I was, because I believe I could set him up for it until I got in the ring with him. I was like, man, like I said, he was real awkward. So then I started to try to put things together. He was a puzzle, and I was actually in the beginning putting pieces of the puzzle in the wrong area, and then as I started to step back and see, I started to figure him out.
I didn't think it was a split decision on first one.
I think.
Yeah, most people at ringside thought it was unanimous.
Yep.
I think.
Better not print that, the judge might get mad at you.
Might be here next time.
I think one thing that I got to give Brandon that was props on tonight is that this is your first time fighting past the fourth round, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't get the chance to really fight a 4, then a 6, then an 8. He sort of went from 4 straight to 8. So for you to go from 4 straight to 8s and fight somebody who's been in 8s and 10 rounders consistently and beat him, I think that says a lot to the training. He was in the mindset.
Thank you. And got a 10 rounder.
Listen, Willie knows all about you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
I have to.
It's going to be a good fight.
Willie, when I interviewed you for Fight News earlier in the week, you said you didn't know if you were going to go to 154 or stay at 160. What would determine that? Would it be the opponents or your physical?
I mean, you know what? This camp, we like I said, I got to give props to my strength and conditioning coach. We put on a little bit more muscle. You know what I mean? I came in at 160 again. Usually I come in 58, 57. Came in try to come in at 160. And I think I could fight at either weight class, 54 or 60. But that all depends on what my management and Artie Pluto talk about. Where's the money? Where's the biggest fights? What's going to create the most excitement for Willie Monroe? If it's 160 or 154. So that has a lot to do with it. The business. Boxing is 90% business, 10% boxing.
Any other questions, guys?
First off, congratulations to both you guys, both for performances tonight.
Thank you.
Question I have for both of you is first off, what does it feel like to be involved with a throwback tournament such as this? What does it do for fighters such as yourself as far as confidence level, and when you do step up to that championship level competition, do you think it's going to benefit you in something this aggressive? You want to go first?
Yeah, fine. It's exciting for me. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I get nervous. I mean, thinking about the possibilities of what the transactions that can happen, that can take place with a tournament like this. But I mean, it's thrilling. I mean, at least that's how I feel about it. You know, being in a tournament like this, this is putting us out there. You know what I mean? It's not just, you know, our towns or our cities or just our state recognizing who we are. It's the world recognizing who we are. You know, so I appreciate it. You know, I'm appreciative. That's why, you know, everybody keeps saying, man, you always smiling. I'm happy, man, because the position that I'm in. So, you know, I'm trying to take advantage of it and, you know, run with it.
I think it's intriguing. I mean, it brings excitement back to boxing, not just for us as fighters, but for the fans. You know, I mean, they get to give their scout report when they see the bracket break down, and you know, it's almost like the Final Four with the basketball. You know what I mean? They get to really see and put their money on certain fighters, and it creates excitement because it makes the fans come back. You know what I mean? When you see just one fighter, just one big fight coming up, you know, everybody. You know, like a pay-per-view fight, they'll go see it and get excited, and it's over. But this is continuous excitement. You know what I mean? They watch this on Friday Night Fights, and everybody grab their popcorn and their cameras and their food and everything, and they're like, okay, let's see who's gonna win. And when they win, it's like, okay, next month, let's see who's gonna win. So it's a series that creates excitement, and it really puts the faces of the fighters out there, whether they win or lose, because they're being seen consistently on TV. So I think it does great things for the sport of boxing. Not just for the athletes, but for the fans of the sport.
And ESPN has built a lot of champions.
I mean, I think every champion came to ESPN.
Yeah.
It's a champion
At some
that
point,
hasn't
right?
been to ESPN.
Listen, in my recent past, they built Acelino Freitas, they built Demetrius Andrade, Ruslan Provodnikov, Brian Vera, they built just Cristobal Cruz for us, Corrales, and now these two young fellas will fight both for the champion. Whoever wins the fight will fight for a title, and so will the loser. Because the loser won't be a loser, it's going to be a great fight. So losing a fight is one thing, but you know, everybody loses. It's what you do with the loss. I told all the kids in the tournament, no matter what you do, I'll bring everybody back. Both of these guys are going to fight for a world title. That's a given. Whoever wins the tournament is going to get there a little faster. But the other guy will get there as well because they're talented guys. Same thing with the lightweights. Same thing with terrible names. How do you pronounce it? Carcoma and Peter Petrov. Both of those guys are going to fight for titles because of the way they fight. Like in the lightweight division, one guy will get there faster because the winner will move quicker. And everybody that fights on ESPN, like Willie said, and Brandon, they're on the Showtime and HBO, those other networks. So, but these guys, they went through 5 months. Now they're in the finals in May. Back at Turning Stone on ESPN. They're going to have Sports Center here, I believe. I'm not sure I can be quoted on that, but I think they're bringing the studio here. And all the big brass guys will be here for the fight because it's the finals. So, you guys, you gotta make sure the world knows what we're doing here. Especially you guys in the front row. Anything else, guys? Anybody say anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, Damian Walden, E3 Entertainment, Willie Monroe's manager. I just want to say thank you to ESPN and Banner Promotions for the opportunity, and Artie Palullo and Josh and Matt and Mark and all the guys at Banner and iBug and Eric Botcher. We thank you guys for the opportunity, and this is a tough one. Only the next fight, you know, Brandon Adams is my boy. This is going to be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, we're keeping our faith in God, and it's going to be a great opportunity. Great fight. We're looking forward to May 23rd. And we hope all you guys are there. Thank you guys for supporting us. Willie's worked very hard to get here. He's put down 6-0 since the Boom fight, I think. And 7-0. And you know what? Assembled a great team, man. Danny Akers, legend in business. Tony Morgan, Lucky Lee Davis got a great team, and we're gonna bring it on May 23rd. You know, at the end of the day, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna be ready. That's what it is.
What's that? No, it's just their time. Make sure it's all over the internet tomorrow, boys.